Yeah, wanna love or run away? Will ya bless one, pull your gun away? For ya bomber cops, what me gonna say? Yeah, fire, we fire back. Yeah, wanna love or run away? Will ya bless one, pull your gun away? For ya bomber cops, what me gonna say? Yeah, fire, we fire back. Yeah, how you gonna teach peace when all we ever see are police and...
So somebody had asked me about Fiah Back and the times and protests and riots and the relevance of the song with cops taking it too far and Fiah Back. And, I wasn't in a place to necessarily give the best answer, so I kind of gave a half-ass response and answer about it. Just like, yeah, relevant, dope song, I get it, but some things require a little bit of stillness, a little bit of space and wisdom and actual focus to give a proper response or to even have true insight as to what you do think on any given thing. And so upon giving it some more thought, it was just very clear to me, one, the seriousness of when things turn to violence and heightened emotions, especially negative emotions, so-called negative emotions, or pain body emotions, reactive emotions out of fear and pain and hate and vengeance and retaliation. We have the track WAR as an acronym, WAR. What about revenge? Because war and violence begets violence, and hatred begets hatred. And so it's a slippery slope, and Fiah Back was an expression out of that, obviously. You push me too far, we fire back. Bumba cops, directly talking about the police force. And the whole point, all the eruptions, all these expressions over the years about excessive violence and corrupt police and police forces and systems, governmental systems and structures that, seem to, at times, benefit one and hinder another. And so all of the struggles and the civil rights and things exemplified by these titles are manifestations throughout history of the relationship between various philosophies. The end goal, I think if we simplify it, is still, especially when dealing with police and servants of the peace, officers of peace, the end goal, to simplify it, is a police and justice system with effective checks and balances to instill the principles of the non-aggression principle and the ideals of the constitutional Republic of America, that sovereignty has the inalienable right to life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. I still think that's the foundation, the fundamentals of the end goal. To have checks and balances that make that happen. People are at a breaking point because of their belief system and experience of the understanding that that's far out of balance and isn't happening and is going too far without checks and balances, without repercussions. And so we know the goal is simple, to have the most peaceful, the most just, the most equitable system that we can with our intelligence and technology. And a lot of the major problem, the left and right paradigm of this government, much less the bickering you see on social media and the streets, is the various philosophies that the masses have about what that means and how to get there, which is why it's a very difficult thing. The understanding of the goal is simple: peace, health, wealth, and prosperity. The cooperation and collective agreement and understanding and focus as a priority, the ways to achieve that, to live prosperous without doing harm unto others, at least minimizing it the best we can. Should not be underestimated, the difficulty of how hard it is to get there. And so we have the objective, and then we're looking at ways to get there. People are snapping right now and burning things down. There's provocateurs, and there's genuine people that their base first reaction is that of fear, pain, anger, root chakra, survival. That's the base chakra in your spine. And so the thing worth looking at, I think, always is to keep your eye on the prize. What is the end goal? Health, wealth, and prosperity, peace, and sovereignty. And what is the most effective thing that is getting us to that goal? And so it's a long thought process and answer to, I could push Fiah Back right now and have things that get people riled up, especially in the sense of potential violence. By any means necessary, protecting yourself. I'm a supporter of the Second Amendment. And I think in a truly just and free society, we'd be seeing more of that exercised in healthy, balanced ways. But we know the system excuses one side and holds the other side, the people, primarily to a different standard. And so, as well as a sincere, genuine philosophy in people, I think, to put their faith in a system of, a police system, of servants of peace, with the hope that those people would be ethical and able to do their job. So what we see is differing opinions and a conglomerate of unifying opinions in solidarity, that's not happening and that something has to give. So the solution, Fiah Back, or sort of the reason I'm doing this post, is a track I have that I am going to push called You I Me, and which way do we go? I think creating hate and violence is easy, and creating love and peace, much less inspiration and unity, is difficult. Hate and violence is easy. You can see how easy it is because of how many people can turn to it and go there very quickly without much effort, discipline, wisdom, or otherwise. And the opposite you can see as well is a testament through the society and the sum total actions of ourselves and all the people we know. So being loving, being forgiving, being understanding, being able to inspire wisdom and a better way to see things or act and have our character be is tough, much less to do it in a way that's creative and received by the audience or by whoever you're interacting with. And so Fiah Back versed You I Me is that mixed with intention, because intention is what trains Navy SEALs through BUDS in that program where they put themselves in such heavy, serious situations that they condition the mind not to just react out of heightened emotion, but to react out of an objective and a muscle memory conditioned objective of how to handle adversity. Most people don't have that. Most people don't have that training, don't have the experience of being in life or death situations, being in high conflict and potential high violent situations. Most people have only seen that on TV. And so you get a bunch of people that are in heightened emotions, have been, desensitized and hyper-sensationalized to violence and death and drama from the idiot box, from a culture that pushes sex and death sells. And then you get those people together in a real situation that has very probable potential for misunderstanding, violence, hate, aggression, reactivity. And you got what we have now, which can be a serious problem. If what you say is you want the greatest, grandest vision of who we are as a people, which isn't burning our shit down, which isn't fighting and having race and class and political warfare. It's symbiosis and unity and wisdom and confidence and respect and probably at the top, love. So we know what those things look like. That's why judgment and discernment is positive. So we can identify what it is we say we want, what it is we say is effective in achieving that. And I think that's what, you think of the Illuminati and their labels and their initiations and their degrees. That's not all there just for some bullshit. That's because there is value in defining a grand master. Because some people have initiated, some people have the experience, some people have the level of wisdom that differentiates them from other people. And sometimes it is better, and sometimes it is more informed, and sometimes it's just in this area or that area. It doesn't mean universally. We're all little g gods, and we all have the potential for the infinite. But to not discern that certain people have excelled at the piano or at jujitsu or something else than other people in that area and haven't become a master, much less a grand master, then it becomes difficult to differentiate between good and bad, right and wrong, the end goal or not the end goal. All that comes from the intellect. And so I think what we need are grand masters, because that's what I think it takes, of peace and of love. That is the MLKs when these people are talking about. That is the Malcolm X's. And yet people are referencing Malcolm X by any means necessary from early Malcolm, before it was even back from the pilgrimage and embracing the I and I, the I am that I am, the fact that we are one, and attacking another part of ourself is just like one part of a tree attacking the roots in another part of the same tree. Peace by any means necessary does not necessarily mean peace by the first means available. You hear what I'm saying? That means peace by any means necessary doesn't mean peace by the first thing that we are able to do, especially out of reactivity. Peace is the end objective, but by any means necessary should be by the best means possible. And so we want to glamorize peace by any means necessary with Malcolm at the window, with a, SKS, but peace by the most way successful, peace by the way with the least amount of casualties, civilian casualties, collateral damage. It's a tough thing. That's why we know the objective. We just know it's hard, and we don't see a lot of examples of grand masters who achieve that, especially in our lifetime, especially right now. They say, where are the MLKs? And because revolutionaries do get killed. That's why the struggle is real. The obstacle is real. And so where are we going to put our intent? Where are we going to put our focus? On hatred? Things come out of hatred, but the most brilliant things in this world come out of disciplined, calmed, focused, articulate, brainstorming sessions between like-minded people with a like-minded objective. And that's hard to do. That's why you don't see people running out and getting organized on what the top priority is, what the main objective is, and what the most peaceful, intelligent, and civilized and loving way to get there actually is, which, may I remind you, is probably through agreement of the people, which is hard. That's why we're not doing it, because it is hard to get people on the same page in a clique, on your block, in a community, in a nation, in a state, in a village, in a tribe. It's difficult. And we're underestimating how difficult it is, and we're putting blame on the outside world and everybody over there, Trump and the police and these guys and the wicked and the industry and big corps, when we still have that reflection in ourselves, how difficult it is to be on the same page, to exemplify health, wealth, and prosperity in a way that inspires and teaches and shows success and doesn't do harm to others. And I believe in a system and secret societies that have the goal of making that not possible and more obstacles for the masses, for those at the bottom. But it's the same ideal. The people significantly outweigh the quote-unquote 1%. And so it's still the lack of wisdom and the lack of unification and the lack of clarification with the masses on organizing a system that has checks and balances that they actively participate in that keeps them from having that. The land of milk and honey, heaven on earth, right here, right now. We don't have that because we aren't participating and active and successful in inspiring that with our communities, as well as the harder part, your so-called adversaries. And I do that a lot through the music. And I write the full spectrum of music. Fiah Back came from that. But You I Me comes from being inspired to be unified with myself, with the I am that I am, to speak and create and problem solve from the third eye, from the crown, not from the root chakra. Because it's at best, or at least, a balance between the two, probably meeting in the solar plexus, that's going to create the most effective means to the goal. So, You I Me is about just that, our connection and our separation to have relations with each other. Matakwiyasi, all my relations. That means we are all related. That means I don't want to fight with my relatives, even my relatives with addictions, with demons, with drug problems and bad habits, much less malicious habits. Because I know people in my family that have had that. We've had to face demons in all aspects of ourselves, in shadow work, as well as the external world. And when you have children, when you have family that you love so much, your first objective isn't to beat that wisdom and understanding and growth into them, isn't to fire burn. It's to love them and to repetitiously have so much patience and compassion and brainstorming and problem solving and self-reflection and seeing how you can better yourself and become more creative and more effective and teaching them the best way to be. When you love somebody, that's the first best avenue to the greatest, grandest vision of who we want to be. And so, I understand why they're burning down the cities. I've written about it in so many songs, but the difference is I write about it so I don't have to do it, so I can get it off my chest, get it into the ether, so that we can have a conversation about it. So that I'm not out there reacting, but I'm doing it intentionally through dialogue for progress. In the most creative way that I can, with a beat that uplifts the spirit of heavy conversations. And so, I don't write these songs to be a hypocrite, to write Fiah Back, and then criticize those that are out there firing back, because I get it. My goal and my intention is to inspire, considering all the spectrum of other ways to reach the end goal. Checks and balances for a peaceful system, with equity for all sovereign people. So, I do that through music. I'm going to keep doing that through music. You I Me, Ubuntu is just that. Matakwiyasi. Thank you for listening at all. Enjoy the music. rhymesforthetimes.com. Peace, love, health, wealth, and prosperity. One. more easy. And we've gone right and we've gone wrong, yeah. But the love we share here frees me. And we've been together and we've been alone, yeah. And I need you like you need me. When we come together, we both can become better. When we settle in together so nicely. When we come together, we both can become better than the weather. You will shine so brightly. And it's you and I is me. And we are free to be in unity and all else. And I for one refuse to see it differently. It's clear to me that we can be in love and good health. And it's all for one. We sail on, we sail on, now guided by the sun. And we breathe together, we breathe apart. 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 We flow and fly together, reconnect and then we sever, reunite and then remember. Time apart, our time together. Now we both have moved on, but not away, pursuing all our passions and our pleasures. We both traveled so long, and yet today I still want to share with you my endeavors. And we've gone right and we've gone wrong, yeah. But the love we share here frees me. And we've been together and we've been alone, yeah. And I need you like you need me. When we come together, we both can become better. When we settle in together so nicely. When we come together, we both can become better than the weather. You will shine so brightly. And it's you and I is me. And we are free to be in unity and all else. And I for one refuse to see it differently. It's clear to me that we can be in love and good health. And it's all for one. And it's you and I is me. And we are free to be in unity and all else. And I for one refuse to see it differently. It's clear to me that we can be in love and good health.